Magandang araw po sa ating lahat, sa ating po mga kasamahan sa Far Eastern Evangelical Theological Seminary. Magandang araw po and we are continuing our studies on the church history. Now, kung kayo ho ay mayroong mga dollar sa ating mga kasamahan, kaibigan dyan ho sa Amerika at sa iba't ibang bansa. Now, tingnan nyo po ang inyong dollar. Ano nakasulat sa dollar?
Wala po akong dollar.
Wala kang dollar, ano? Ang nakasulat po sa dollar, in God we trust. In God we trust. Bakit po nasulat yan sa dollar? Kasi sa formation, the formation or the tinatawag po nating independence of the New World or the United States of America, malaki ho ang contribution ng tinatawag po nating Kristyanismo. Malaki po ang contribution ng tinatawag nating Kristyanismo. Bakit po? Sinabi natin kanina na during those times ng mayroong spiritual or religious persecution to the different parts of Europe, particularly in England, Germany, Scotland, France, and other parts of Europe, karamihan po sa kanila ay nagpuntahan to the New World. No? They transferred to the New World. And taglay ho nila ang kanilang pananampalataya sa paglipat ho nila sa New World. So pag-usapan ho natin ngayon is Christianity in America during the 1648 to 1789. In this period of American history, the colonies moved through revolution against England to become the United States of America. No. So yung mga different colonies ho yan, they united themselves and gusto ho nila magkaroon ng kalayaan kasi karaniwan po yan ay galing ng England, so they become the sons and daughters of the English land of England. Now, they are, kaya nga colonies ho yan, no? Colonies, they are under the power of England. And because of this, the people, the colony of England wanted to separate from the motherland, no? And they called themselves now the United States of America. And it calls for a revolution. No? It calls for a revolution. During the revolutionary period, other Christian groups came to the new land, particularly the Quaker movements. No? The Quaker movement, so hindi ho yung Quaker yung nasa kinakain natin. No? The Quaker movement began in England in 1647. Soon had members in the American colonies. Often, they were severely persecuted. No? Example po, sa Massachusetts, 4 na Quaker in 1659 were executed. No? In Virginia and New York, nagpasa po sila ng batas against the Quakers. The Quakers found relief from persecution in the colony of Pennsylvania. No? Ang dati pong pangalan ng Pennsylvania ay Pennswood. No? Pennswood. Ang founder po niya is William Penn. No? He founded the colony with a call to people who were suffering from religious persecution. Ang sabi po ni William Penn ganito, lahat ng mga tao under religious persecution, punta kayo dito sa Pennswood. Because Pennswood, dito meron kayong kalayaan, meron kayong ito yung magiging heaven, no? New heaven in this part of the world. So, kaya ho later on, it was changed into Pennsylvania. Dati po ang tawag sa kanya ay Pennswood, no? So, he called for the persecuted to flee to Pennswood in the New World. Mennonites from Germany and different parts of Europe migrated to Pennsylvania during this period. Another group, the Moravian, found Pennsylvania a welcome haven from persecution. No. Sinong founder ng Moravian Brethren? Naalala ko, Pastor Nora Joy? Ha? Sino? Mahaba kayang pangalan. No? Lord Nicholas von Zinzendorf. No? Mahaba kaya, madaling matandaan, mahaba pangalan. No? Their founder, Lord Nicholas von Zinzendorf, spent about a year in colonies during the time he had been forced to leave Saxony. Okay. Even before the Wesleyan revival began in England, the first great American awakening had come to life in the American colonies. This event helped to form the developing American Christianity. Many people coming to settle in the new land brought with them their warm-hearted Christian experience. The first great American awakening came from the same spiritual roots as the Wesleyan revival in England. Ano ho ba ang na-meet ng Wesleyan brothers? Is the Pietistic movement, no? The Pietistic movement. Several groups of Germans in Pennsylvania had been influenced by Pietism, were some of the first to experience, no, personal conversion begun by the leading preacher Theodor Frelinghuysen, no? Theodor Frelinghuysen. So ano bang pinuform ho ng Pietistic, no? Sabi natin, ang Pietistic movement is a movement ho ito, ang kanilang panawagan, no, is what we call a real, no, real personal conversion, no. Kasi maraming Kristyanong reliyoso, no? Ang problema nakikita nila, magkaiba ho yung Kristyanong reliyoso at Kristyanong totoo, yung Kristiyano sa Biblia. So sa kanila ho, kaya hindi natutunan, hindi nababago ang tao kasi wala ho yung tinatawag nating personal conversion, no? Yung wala ho yung karasan na pagtanggap kay Kristo. Wala yung karasan na they become a new man, new people, no? Na binago sila ni Kristo. Walang kapangyarihan sa kanila yung salita ng Diyos. Ito yung pinupus ng Pietism o Pietistic movement, no? At the same time, their course is back to the Bible, no? Back to the Bible at becomes a DOW. Ano yung DOW, Pastor Marijoy? Doers of the word, no? Kasi sabi sa Santiago, if you're not doers of the word, dinadaya mo yung sarili. Walang kwentang yung pagiging religyoso, no? Pangatlo is yung prayer life, no? Prayer life. Dahil sa Pietistic movement, prayer is power, no? Powerful ang panalangin. Kaya itong tatlo ito ang ang tinututukan ng itong movement. At ito po ang nakatulong sa tinatawag ho nating the first great American awakening, no? At kasabay din ho nito yung tinatawag nating revival in England. So, ang naging nakatulong po dito ay yung preacher ho nila, no? Si Theodor Frelinghuysen, who had an exceptionally effective ministry winning people to Christ. He called them to personal conversion experience. Okay. Pero alam nyo, every time na gumawa ang Diyos, tatrabaho uli ang dyablo, no? Ano naman ang pangontra ng dyablo? The first great American awakening aided the American Revolution in 1776 by giving the people of the colonies a spiritual unity, no? The revolution, however, did not aid the ongoing awakening of the people. In general, the Revolutionary War marked the beginning of a rapid loss of religious strength. In spite of the gains of First Great American Awakening, the new nation, the United States, was not a nation of Christians. The development of Christianity in America holds importance for us because of many patterns or different ways of Christian expressions that developed there. Over 100 years after the beginning of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Methodists began their development in America. During the first 50 years of Methodist development in America, they had no ordained preachers. All official ceremonies, kung sabi official ceremonies, including ano official ceremonies? Ordination, Lord's Supper, wedding, baptism. Lahat yan ay ginagawa ho ng Methodist Church. Tumatawag ho sila ng preachers, no? O ng pastors o ministers from the Anglican Church of the Church of England to do the official function, no? One major cause for the growth of Methodists in both England and America were what they call the classes that Wesley developed. They formed class of about 12 members who would meet to pray and worship under the leadership of a class leader. Early American Methodist preachers called circuit riders had a circuit of society they would visit regularly and preach for. The Church of England in America. Ano naman ho nangyari sa Church of England sa Amerika during the revolutionary period? No. Epektibo po kaya ang Church of England sa Amerika? Since magkaroon ho ng revolution, and the revolution is talking about England's sovereignty in the New World, no? It also affects what we call the the movement or the growth of the what we call the English Church, no? The Anglican Church in America. Early English settlers to America brought the Church of England to the new colonies. However, the church did not become strong in America. One reason was the fact that many came to the colonies to escape from the persecution of the Church of England. No? So, ibig sabihin, kapag Church of England pa rin sila, ay mahuhuli sila sa Amerika kasi nga tumaas lang sila sa England, tinakasin nila ang persecution ng Church of England sa Amerika. So, lalago ba ang Church of England sa Amerika? No. When George Whitefield came preaching with power in 1739, no? Si George Whitefield kita natin sikat itong preacher, no? The Church of England and colonists did not welcome him even though Whitefield was a member of the church. When the Revolutionary War began, the Church of England faces trouble. When the colonists won the war, the church fell into a serious condition. They renamed the church, no? Siyempre, natalo na ang England, no? So palagay nyo, the Church of England will remain in America? No. They renamed the church the Protestant Episcopal Church, no? The Protestant Episcopal Church. Today, it is also called the Anglican Church, no? It is called the Anglican Church, not the Church of England anymore. The Roman Catholic Church openly attacked Protestantism by denouncing the Bible Society and their works and claiming that salvation was in Roman Catholic Church alone. Pope Pius IX published the Syllabus of Error in 1864. Ano siya sabi sa Syllabus of Error? That Pope alone declared the new doctrines without a council for authority, which iron effect was a new way of acting. So also the declaration that Mary was born without original sin, no, or the Immaculate Conception of Mary, it is God who revealed to him the dogma of the most blessed Virgin Mary. In the first instant of her conception, by a singular grace and privilege of Almighty, was kept immune from any contamination of the original sin. No, it was stated in the Syllabus of Error in 1864. Sino ang gumawa nito? Si Pope Pius IX. No. So yung doktrina ho tungkol kay Virgin Mary na yung Immaculate Conception, ito lang huli lang yan. Yung 1864 lang ho yan na-publish, no? A Catholic had to believe in the Immaculate Conception or he could not be saved. No. Pero niya, pag hindi ka daw maniwala sa Immaculate Conception, hindi ka maliligtas. Anong kanalaman naman yun? Ano? The syllabus defined also the Pope's position as Peter's successor with all the Peter's power and privileges. A council declared that the Pope could not make an error when speaking about doctrine for the universal church or speaking ex cathedra, ang tawag nila dyan. No? Pag ang Pope Papaho ang nagsasalita, nagpapaliwanag ng doktrina sa iglesia, no, hindi siya po pwedeng magkamali. Yun ho yung kanilang doktrina, or the speaking ex cathedra. Various Pope called the Bible Society as fiendish instrument or the tools of devils. No, yung mga Bible Society. No, bakit to? Ayaw kasi nila ang tao magbasa ng Biblia. No. Pope Leo XII announced that everyone separated from the Roman Catholic Church is sundered or separated from the unity of Christ and has no part in eternal life, God's wrath hangs over him. Yun ang deklarasyon nila. Sila ang nagdedeklara. No? Samantalang may sariling deklarasyon ang Diyos sa Biblia. Pope Gregory XVI called religious liberty a kind of craziness or insanity. And Pope Leo VIII pronounced the syllabus as without error or what we call infallible. Parang Bible. No? Vatican I, General Council of the Church in 1870, gave the Pope higher power and prestige in the Church when it declared Peter as the visible head of the Church and that the popes were his successor. The Pope was infallible in his decisions about doctrine, faith, and morals. No, kahit ito may mga immoral, they were infallible in faith, doctrine, and morals. Pag-usapan naman natin, sabi natin kanina, dahil maraming pinalayas sa Pransya, no? At ang pinalayas sa Pransya ay mga French Huguenots. At because of this, maraming mga leaders at mga well-known citizens sa Pransya ang lumayas. Ano nangyari? Ito ang nagpunla ng ito po ang nagpunla ng binhi ng himagsikan sa Pransya. In 1789 to 1815, no, the French revolutions had both political and religious causes and had both political and religious results. The Roman Catholic Church had opposed the common people. The French monarchy had oppressed the people as well. The revolution claimed success for the common people who gained control. They got revenge against the oppression of the state, no, by killing the king, and they got revenge against oppression of the church during the reign of terror by killing thousands of priests. No? Sa tindi ng galit ng mga tao, nakita ng mga tao na ang kanilang kaharian is against the people at ang kanilang reliyon is against the people. Yung mga tao, sila nagtagumpay sa king, pinatay nila ang hari. Mga tao mismo ang pumatay sa hari. At ang mga tao din ang pumatay sa napakaraming pare. Just because the church owned the land and the people residing and tilling the land has to pay the church tithes and taxes. Naalala mo, Pastor Noljo, ano ang form of political, yung society nila noon? Anong form ng society nila noon? Feudalism or feudal society, no? Na karaniwan po sa feudal system, yung lord, no, yung may-ari ng lupa, ang serfs, yung mga taga-trabaho sa lupa ay mga alipin, no? So ang mga pare o particularly the bishops, they own the land. At yung mga tao na nagtatrabaho doon ay hindi lang ho sila magbabayad ng tax, magbabayad pa ho sila ng tithes sa church. So, nung nagkaroon ho ng revolution, no? Nagkaroon ng revolution, siyempre, sino papanig ang mga tao? Dahil sila mga tao ay nakaramdam ng oppression sa church and the state, no? They joined the revolution, no? Led by a lieutenant, no? Tenyente pala ho noon, si Napoleon Bonaparte, no, nagkaroon ho siya ng kodita. At sila po ay nagtagumpay because Napoleon Bonaparte led the French army, in the defense of the new republic, no? So, anong nangyari? Nagkaroon siya ng kodita, natalo niya ang hari, no? At the same time, he led the French army in defense of the new republic. He captured Rome and claimed the Papal land as part of France, no? Sa pagganti ni Napoleon Bonaparte. The church lost its property in both France and in Italy. The French Revolution caused the Catholic Church a great loss. However, the loss was not permanent. The French Republic later on restored worship privileges, no? Also, When Russia defeated the French army under the leadership of Napoleon, the church also regained the control of Rome and her papal lands in Italy. Hindi naging permanente ho yun. No? Pero at least so, doon sa Pransya, nakatikim naman ho ng kalayaan ang mga tao at yung mga lupa na dati ay hawak ng mga obispo, naging lupa ng mga tao. Maging ang lupa ng Catholic Church sa Italy, nakuha na control ito ng Pransya, pero later on it was regained, no? Under the Italian hero Victor Emmanuel, the Italian military overcomes the Pope force and Italy was able to join her divided nation together and make Rome her modern capital as it had been her ancient one. Italy permitted the Pope to keep control of important properties which is called the Vatican City today. 50 hectares located in Rome. No. So binigay ho yan dahil sa pagtatagumpay ni Victor Emmanuel, no, an Italian general. Tingnan mo natin sino mga preachers that involved doon sa tinatawag nating First Great American Great Awakening. The work of Jonathan Edwards. No. Sino ba 'to Jonathan Edwards? Paano ba naging Christianity si Jonathan Edwards? Si Jonathan Edwards po, nalala ba kwento ni Jonathan Edwards, Pastor Marojoy? Si Jonathan Edwards nung binata pa, umattend ho sa isang church, no? Sa church yun, nagbilin yung pastor sa kanyang deacon. Sabi niya sa deacon niya, maganda ka lang ng isang sermon, no? At yung sermon niyan, sa panahon na gagamitin ka ng Diyos, gagamitin ng Diyos ang sermon niya. So naghanda itong deacon na ito ng isang sermon. At ang sermon na yon is itinago niya sa kanyang wallet. Isang araw nagkaroon ng bagyo ng yelo. At ang pastor at ang kanyang pamilya ay hindi nakapunta sa church. At ang nakapunta lang sa church ay yung deacon, ang kanyang misis, no? At isang bisitang kabataang lalaki. So nung nag-usap sila, tutuloy ba natin yung pagsamba? Yes, dahil may bisita. So nag-sermon yung preacher. Sinong preacher? Yung deacon. 3-point outline, no? Na ang sabi niya, payo niya, man, look unto Jesus. No? The first point. Second point, young man, keep looking unto Jesus. And third point, no, just focus your eyes on the Lord Jesus Christ. Ang young man hong yan, is sino? Si Jonathan Edwards. Siya ho ang ginamit ng Diyos, isa sa ginamit ng Diyos sa tinatawag nating Great American Awakening. Great American Awakening. The work of Jonathan Edwards took place before the English Revival. He served as the congregational pastor as in Massachusetts. He found a deepened spiritual sensitiveness in congregation and in the whole community. He wrote that the town seemed to be full of presence of God and a great revival followed. In all of these revival movements, one fact stands out. It is the conversion experience of those seeking God for themselves. The revival began by Jonathan Edwards. No. At ito ang title ng kanyang sermon na nagpaiyak sa buong Amerika for almost a week. No. The title of the message is The Sinners in the Hand of an Angry God. The sinners in the hand of an angry God. It spreads rapidly to every colonist. Even John Wesley in England learned about Edwards' revival in 1738 and was amazed about what he heard. The preaching of Jonathan Edwards led people throughout the colonies to a similar spiritual experience in conversion. The same experience helped unify the colonies together as they began to break away from the mother country, England. So nakita natin, napakalaki ng contribution sa New World, which is the United States of America, sa tinatawag ho nating the first great American awakening. No? It helps solidify, no? It helps solidify or unify the what we call the different state, the different colonies in the United States of America. Kaya tama ho yung kanilang pagkakasulat sa kanilang dala. In God we trust. No? In God we trust. Now we're going to give an introduction to the new centuries. No? New centuries is from 1870 to 1900s, no? 1870 to 1900s. No, pag-usapan mo natin later on hanggang maging paano umabot o anong epekto ng churches sa Amerika with regards to the churches in the Philippines. Rapid change and war characterizes this period, the period of 1870 to 1970. 1870 to 1970. No? 1970, ayan. The United States and France began the period with civil war and revolution. The results differ greatly in the two countries. However, mechanical and industrial development brought revolution with new kind of economic and social life. Scientific advancement has continued into the 20th century and brought major changes each 10-year period. The modern mission movement developed rapidly in these years. We cannot evaluate the effect caused by enrichment of life and general help given to mankind from the movement. Many widespread helpful organizations and movements in America and England came directly from missions and the revivals of religion during the 19th century. Ginamit ito ng Diyos, every time na mag-open ang Diyos ay ginagamit niya lagi ang persecution for the revival. No? Ginagamit niya lagi ang revolution for the revival. At makikita natin na maging yung bahagi ng ating kasaysayan, the two main war, no? The two main war o the two main world war, no? Ay malaki ang kontribusyon sa paglago ng Kristyanismo at sa paglago ng totoong Kristyanismo. Pero malaki din ang kontribusyon nila na tinatawag nating gera, no? Lagi malaki ang kontribusyon ng reliyon sa tinatawag nating gera. Sa First World War, ginamit ni Adolf Hitler ang Church of Germany. Particularly the Lutheran Church in Germany was used by Adolf Hitler, no? To expound his beliefs, no? To expound his beliefs. Kaya nga sa mga gera, malaki ang kontribusyon ng tinatawag nating relihiyon. In this time period, mankind culture has moved away from sacred to secular ways of thinking about life. One writer calls it the development of the religiously neutral civilization. The statement seemed to fit the situation. The condition that has resulted brings both good and bad with it. We find one results in the great growth of Christianity by the denominations like Methodist, Presbyterian, Baptist, Pentecostal, and many more. The separation of church and state, one factor in the move from sacred to secular, in many countries has resulted in religion by belief rather than by force. The second Reformation in England, called the Radical Reformation. No? The first Reformation is the revival, no? Or the spiritual Reformation. The second Reformation in England is tawag natin Radical Reformation. During the first half of the 17th century, developed many kinds of church government and doctrines. Immigration carried a great variety to America. The older movement on the continent also moved toward America. Usually, the Christian groups developed separately in America and often divided even further. For example, the Calvinists from Scotland, England and France, and Netherlands, Germany, and others remained as separate groups and organizations when they came to America. The developing Christianity in America included an amazing number of different forms. A reaction against such variety may have helped the growth of the ecumenical movement for church union, which developed strongly in the first half of the 20th century. Both the multiplication of denominations and plans toward unions between the denominations moved to the Philippines with the American rule. No. In religious thought, this period was shown as the highest development of rationalism. From the development came a reaction to try to keep some parts of the older belief about God's revelation in human experience. Many attacked the traditional idea of God revealing Himself in supernatural ways during the first half of the first century. No, ito nga ho yung contribution na tinatawag ho natin, no, rationalism. Rationalism, and that resulted to skepticism. No. That resulted to skepticism. As you continue your study, you should notice how religious thought keeps going in circles. Usually, the thought goes toward an extreme idea or position and then moves away from it. No? Extreme ideas have within themselves factors that causes their own death. This fact can comfort us in periods of very strange ideas and corruption. So, ibig sabihin po, ang tama sabi ni Solomon sa mga ngaral, no? Ecclesiastes, na ang history repeats itself, no? History repeats itself. Parang paikot-ikot lang daw po yan, no? Pag darating itong new idea, lalabas siya ang panibagong extreme, then babalik at babalik ulit sa main idea, no? Another truth comes to us about the nature of man as being that can think about himself and who is spiritually as well. Man will never be satisfied with any religious system that is only mental or intellectual. Dry or dead doctrinal expressions of Christianity cannot live anymore in the 20th century in the way that it did in the 2nd century up to the 18th century. No? Many times reactions to dead or dry Christianity, expressions being spiritual dissatisfaction and revival. The turning culture and politics from the sacred gone to the secular man, which had occurred in most of the world and is occurring in other parts of the world, brings a mixture of good and evil. A neutral or one that is not committed to religion, state or culture can remove some elements of harmful influence in Christianity. So, sabi natin, dalawa yung epekto ng church, no? Yung dead at yung extreme. No. Ano daw ginawa niya? It formed, ang tatawag natin ngayon, neutral Christianity. Kaya kung makikita po natin, marami pong Kristiyano ngayon is they were considered as neutral Christianity. Ayaw nila ng patay, ayaw din naman nila maging involved. No? Kaya sila naging tagapanood na lang. Kaya ang tawag po natin dyan ay membro ng SSS. Alam SSS? Ano ba SSS, Pastor Ronald Joy?
Social Security System.
Social Security System. No? Sa panahon natin ngayon, na neutral ay membro din ng SSS. No? They were quote-unquote saved. No? Secured and sitting. Na? Ako po na po sila sa simbahan. Yan ang trabaho nila, taga-upo sa simbahan. No? Tagapagpaluman ng bangko. Tingnan natin ang reaction naman. Ang reaction naman ng Catholic Church into the new century. No? Into the new century. Church history is not complete if it does not include aspect of the two world wars in the 20th century. We can see in the political situation related to these wars one kind of opposition to the Roman Catholic Church. At the close of the First World War, the communism gained its political and military hold in Russia. It grew as a force and openly oppose Roman Catholicism and other kinds of Christianity throughout the world. Kaya niyo po, ano po resulta ng First World War? Nung ito nagpalakas na tinatawag nating communism sa Russia. At ang purpose o one of the purpose of communism in Russia is to oppose the Roman Catholic Church, no? Is to oppose the Roman Catholic Church and other religious groups, no? Kaya nga sabi natin, malaki ho ang kinalaman ng relihiyon sa mga gera, maging sa mga pandaigdigang gera. Nationalism in Germany raised the ugly head of Nazi dictatorship, no? Bakit? Napag-aralan mo kasi ni Adolf Hitler. Sa Bible, meron siyang tinatawag na special people, no? The chosen people. Sino ba ang chosen people sa Bible? Israel ang chosen nation, no? Alam niyo po ayon po sa kasaysayan, may half Jew itong half Jew itong si Adolf, no? Pero siya ang gusto niyang i-promote is special ang mga Germans, no? They were chosen nation. They were a special people like Jews. So para mangyari na sila special nation, no? Ang target talaga ni Adolf Hitler is to annihilate, no? To annihilate what we call the Jewish community, no? The Jewish community. Kaya sabi natin sa mga pambansang gera, pandaigdigang gera, involved pa rin ang relihiyon, no? One way or the other. At the same time, sabi natin kanina, ginamit ni Adolf Hitler ang Lutheran Church, no? The ministers of the Lutheran Church to to expound on the supremacy of the German culture, to expound the supremacy of the German culture. The political pressures threatening the Roman Church from without opposed it in different ways. Communism opposed the church literally, calling religion, ang tawag ng komunista sa reliyon is the opiate of the poor, no? The opiate of the people. Ano ibig sabihin ng opiate? Ano yung opiate? From the word opium, no? Ano yung opium? Ang opium ay drugs, no? So, anong tawag ng communism sa reliyon? Ang tawag ng communism sa reliyon is the opium of the opiate of the poor. No. Ito daw ay drug that controls the mind of the common people. Meaning, religion mentally drugged people so that they did not realize how bad life was. Nazi officials tried to gain control of the church and to use the church power for Nazi parties' purposes. At the same time that political forces pressured the Roman Catholicism from without. Other problems threatened the church from within. Another problem that threatened from within is what we call modernism among Catholic church leaders. Opposed the authority of both the Bible and the Catholic dogma. The movement called modernism in the Catholic Church placed human reason as an authority higher than the Bible and the church dogmas. The modernism, a kind of rationalism, raised up opposition against the Catholic Church authority from within. Even though the Roman Church struggled against external and internal opposition, it continued to actively oppose Protestantism as it had early in the 19th century. The church opposition revealed itself further when Pope Pius X spoke against Bible reading and study and called the Reformer and their followers enemies of Christ. Ano sabi ni Pope Pius X? Lahat daw po ng mga reformers, no? At ang mga nagbabasa ng Biblia, no? Ito yung infallible man of the church, no? Ang tawag ho niya sa mga nagbabasa ng Biblia ay enemies of Christ. No. Pope Leo XIII also declared that the ordination of the church in England, or the Anglican Church, was not true ordination and that it not comes from Peter. Before his elevation to the Pope, he called Protestantism, ang tawag ho nila sa Protestantism, they were pest, no? Peste daw ang Protestante. The most pestilential heresy, no? A perverse opportunist system arising from pride and godlessness. No? Grabe, no? Kaya nga ho nagkaroon ng Reformation dahil walang buhay at walang moralidad ang church. Pero ang tawag nila sa mga nag-reform, no? Sila daw ho ay mga peste, no? Yung kanila daw Reformation is a result of kayabangan at hindi pagkakaroon ng Diyos. In his second encyclical as Pope, he declared Protestantism to be the mother of that death-bringing pest, what we call socialism. From the beginning of the 20th century, the Roman Church has had to make many adjustments in her relationship with many nations. In the 20th century, her relationship deteriorated. However, in the second half of the century, the Catholic Church, through decisions reached in the Second Vatican Council in 1962 to 1965, had made many remarkable changes. After the First Vatican Council in 1869 to 1870, it appeared unlikely that the Catholic Church would ever call another General Council because the Pope had been given such extensive power. However, Pope John the 23rd, no? Pope John the 23rd in 1962. Hindi ka pa buhay, no? No. Pero at least malapit na sa atin, ano? 1960s na. Pope John the 23rd called the Second Vatican Council on the basis that the church needed updating. No. When Pope John died following the first session, Pope Paul VI led the council to complete its task. He encouraged reconciliation with other Christian groups and the council began to call them separated brethren. No. So nagkaroon na ho ng change ng movement within the Roman Catholic Church. No. Na gusto ho nila is makipagbati na sa mga humiwalay na grupo sa kanila. No. Kaya nga maging sa Greek Orthodox Church, nagkaroon sila ng aksyon na makipagbati. Na maging ho sa mga Protestant, quote-unquote Protestant churches, they want to us to unify. Kaya nga nabuo yung tinatawag ho nating WCC, no? WCC. WCC ba? O WWC? WCC. That's the World Christian Council, no? The World Christian Council. Ang tawag ho nila sa mga o WEC yata. The World Ecumenical Council, no? The World Ecumenical Council. The council authorized changes also in the ways of worship. Hindi na ho nagbago sila ng pagtawag sa atin, na tawag nila sa atin ay separated brethren. Maging ang kanilang form ng pagsamba ay binago po nila. No? Noong 1962, nagkaroon ho ng provision na hindi na po ang pagsamba hindi na gagawin sa Latin, no? Kundi ang pagsamba ay gagamitin na po yung local languages, no? Local languages. New indigenous forms of music, maging sa pag-awitin, no? Pwede na hong tanggapin yung mga iba't ibang mga awitin. Kaya kung makikita nyo, maging awitin ho nating grupo, no? Ay inaawit na po ngayon sa Roman Catholic Churches. The Council even published Declaration of Religious Liberty. We find examples of Roman Catholic cooperation in the joint Protestant Catholic Bible translations that produced the popular edition here in the Philippines and elsewhere in the world. No, the Philippine Bible Society. Philippine Bible Society is composed of Roman Catholic priests and Protestant pastors. No. Kaya nga ho, later on, I think 20 years ago, no, meron kong Bible na ito ay official na Bible ng natanggap din ng Roman Catholic Church, no? At pirmado ni Cardinal Sin. Yun ho yung production ng pagkasama ng Roman Catholics at ng Protestant churches, no? They formed what we call the Philippine Bible Society that produced the common Bible among the Protestant and among the Catholics, no? Kaya dati yung paborito ko yun kasi may pirma ho yun mismo ni Cardinal Sin. It is a result of what we call Declaration of Religious Liberty. Bakit po? Mahalaga po ito kasi sa Pilipinas noon, maging sa Pilipinas, bawal ho ang magbasa ng Biblia. Bawal ho ang magkaroon ng Biblia. Ang tawag nila sa mga taong mayroong Biblia ay mga heretic at mga demonyo. No? Yan ang tawag ng Catholic Church. Pero nagbago sila ng response because of what we call the development in the new century. However, the church still faces difficult times, issues such as birth control, no? Abortion, marriage of priests, and ordination of women continue to challenge church tradition. The Catholic Church's ongoing political strength can be seen in 1995 conference concerning the world population held in Cairo, Egypt. No. Tandaan ko yan, 1995. Naggawa ho dyan ng sumikat ho Pilipinas dyan nung yan meeting na ho yan sa Cairo, Egypt. No? Nung gumawa ho si DOH secretary natin, Fabier, no? Fabier. Gumawa siya ng condom na luminous, no? Medyo controversial ho yan sa Roman Catholic Church. The conference was nearly blocked by Catholic efforts to control wording in the conference conclusion about birth control matters. When the Roman Church relationship deteriorated with many countries, Spain was an exception. When General Franco won Spain's civil war and became its dictator, he aligned himself with the Catholic Church. Historical records reveal that the papacy aligned itself with the dictatorship of Hitler in Germany and Mussolini in Italy during World War II. The papacy seemed to feel the need for help against godless communism and to protect itself. Tingnan natin ang nangyari sa Lutheranism and Calvinism of Protestants in the new century, 1870 to 1970. In the new century, just like Catholicism, we see non-Catholic Christianity struggling with opponents from inside and outside. Normally po, ang outside opponent is the Catholic Church and other religious groups. Christian group face a rapidly changing society and the terrible destruction of the two world wars. Lutheranism began in Germany so that it faced directly the rise of Nazism in that nation. The Nazis tried to control the Lutheran Church and the Reformed Church as it did with the Roman Catholic Church to force it to serve the purpose of the state the Nazis purposes. Natatanda mo ba yung symbol ng Nazi? Ha? The symbol ng Nazi is the swastika, no? The swastika. Yan. Yan. The swastika. Rationalism had seriously damaged Calvinism the century before. In the 20th century, theologian Karl Barth developed a new theology called Neo-Orthodoxy to oppose what we call rationalism. Ang ibig sabihin natin ng Neo is new, Orthodox is the traditional or generally accepted belief. Theology is man's sins work against trust in man's reason. Communism continues to try to control religion as do other states. Rationalism still opposes Christian belief through our school system. Change in society, culture, and economy continues at a faster rate. No. So maging yung eskwelahan ho natin yon, it contradicts Christianity. No? Kaya makita ho natin, ano ba tinuturo sa school? Darwinian theory, di ba? Ang science tinuturo sa school, Darwin theory. Ang church natin, tinuturo creation tayo ng Diyos. Tingnan natin ang resulta nito sa Lutheran system during those times, during the period of 1870 to 1970. Changes in the Lutheran system. From being headed by a prince in a different German state to a united Germany. No, they form a united Germany. From a farmer and a peasant to a manufacturing society. Following World War I, through a new constitution, separation of church and state, no, was initiated. No, because dati ang Lutheran Church ang estado ay isa. No, after the World War I, nagkaroon po ang tinatawag nating separation of the church and state. Hitler wanted the Lutheran Church to develop theology that would support the ideas of racial superiority. Kaya nga sinabi natin, ginamit, he even forced the church, no, to expose or to expound on the racial superiority of the Germans. In response, some Lutheran leaders formed the Confessing Church to oppose political interference in the church. No, it is a minority movement. No, but the majority movement was used. No, the majority movement was used. Narinig niyo po ang pamilyar na Gestapo. No, ang Gestapo po ay mga military police. They are yung nakakatakot na mga Nazis military police. They arrested the confessing church leaders. Particularly, the name is Martin Niemöller. No? Martin Niemöller. Martin. Yan. Siya ho ang leader ng tatawag nating Confessing Church to oppose political interference in the church. Ano pong nangyari sa kanya? Because he refused to join the state-supported German Christians, he suffered imprisonment in a concentration camp. No. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, another church leader, died in a concentration camp with Martin Niemöller. Most German Lutherans joined the German Christian movement. Two important historical forces continued to bring pressures on Christianity. Nakita natin sa kasaysayan. Dalawa ho lagi ang nagbibigay ho ng pressure sa Kristyanismo. Ano yung una? Politics. No? Politics. Once so ang politiko ay na-involved sa Kristyanismo, no? It gives great pressure on Christians. Alam po ninyo, kaya ho hindi makapanindig si Martin Luther with regards to the doctrine, no, doctrine of the infant baptism. Na hindi niya masuportahan yung mga leader ng Anabaptist na nagsasabi na na ang tamang bautismo ay para lang doon sa mga may tamang kaisipan. No. Because of politics. Dahil ang society, ang council that support Martin Luther ay mga na-bautismuhan during their infancy. So ibig sabihin, once na nakialam talaga ang politika sa relihiyon, no? Naapektuhan, malaking pressure ito sa prinsipyo ng sa prinsipyo ng simbahan, no? Kaya napakalaga-halaga nung tinatawag natin the separation of church and states. Pero maging sa panahon natin yun, separated and church of state, pag ang politiko ay nakialam sa simbahan, malaking boso, malaking pressure pa rin, no? We accept the quote-unquote Christian leaders, no? Na ang kanilang salita ay parang salita na rin ng Diyos, no? Pangalawa is what we call rationalism, no? Rationalism or man's reason above God's revelation. Kaya nga ang daming iba't ibang simbahan na ngayon, mayroong Christian Science, no? Bakit? Kasi nga because of the toleration of the what we call the rationalism, the reasoning of man which is above what? The revelation of God. Luther's defense against rationalism is leading people to what? To Bible reading, worship, and prayer. It is a movement called Pietism. No? Ito ho yung sagot sa what we call rationalism. Calvin's defense against rationalism is what we call Pietism. No? It is a returning back to a real personal conversion, back to the Bible and prayer life. Calvinism defense against rationalism is formed free independent congregation in Switzerland, France, and Netherlands, and also what we call the Neo-Orthodoxy, formed by Karl Barth. No? Formed by Karl Barth. English Christianity moving into the 20th century is a result of what we call the Bloodless Revolution. Okay. The modern foreign mission movement began in England. It grew from influence of William Carey. No. Sa sa mga nag-aral po ay pamilyar sa kanila si William Carey, no? Si William Carey is the father of modern mission. He was the father of modern mission. Ang spelling ng William Carey, William and Carey, no? C-A-R-E-Y. William Carey. No. Siya ang father of modern mission. He strongly urged the sending of missionaries. As a result, the Baptists of England founded the first foreign mission society in 1792. I repeat, as a result of the urging of William Carey to send missionary, no, the Baptists of England founded the first foreign mission society in 1792. Other societies followed. The Church of England or the Anglican Society and the Congregationalist Society, they also sent missionaries in different parts of the world. England led Protestant in carrying foreign missions into nearly all parts of the world. Religious revival and humanitarian movements. Revival came to England from American influences at the beginning of the 19th century. Again, revival swept across England, helped by the preaching of Dwight L. Moody in the new century. No. Sino ba ito si D.L. Moody? No. Yan. Later on, mapag-aaralan natin si D.L. Moody. And the ministry of Charles Haddon Spurgeon. No. Spurgeon, the greatest popular preacher of the period, who regarded himself as standing in the tradition of Whitefield, and 4 years filled the great Baptist Metropolitan Tabernacle in London with its capacity of 6,000. As a result, 14,962 new baptized members were added in the church. The result of revival. It caused Christian influence and end religious persecution. No. Once bumalik ko tayo sa tamang doktrina ng Biblia, no, the New Testament Church. At ito po ay nag-influence sa tao. Yun yung pang-aaway ng mga Kristiyanong nawawala, no? So, the revival, ends religious persecution. Second, new laws permitted some people to vote. No. Yan ho ang resulta ng revival. Nagkaroon na ho ng karapatan ang mga tao. Dati, maging sa church, walang karapatan ang common people. Government decision slowly replaced unjust legal penalties. Kaya kung mapapasin niyo po, ang konstitusyon ng Amerika at ang konstitusyon natin, ang karamihan pong pinagbasihan ay ang banal na kasulatan, no? Ang Biblia. The prison and treatment of prisoners was improved and slavery was abolished in 1833. Lahat po yan ay contribution ng tinatawag po nating revival. Laws were passed to protect women and children factory workers. Kaya nga ho ngayon, may batas tayo na laban sa mga pang-aabuso sa mga bata at sa mga babae. No. At the same time, yung buwan ho ng Marso ay pinagdiriwan natin as the Women's Month. No. Kasi ito yung panahon na sila binigyan ng karapatan. Equal rights with men. Equal rights with men. Questions about beliefs and materialism. Ethics as a result of rationalism in 18th century. Some philosophers deny the value of the Bible in telling how men can get right with their fellow men. The Bible's teachings about mankind's relationship to mankind as more important than its teaching about being right with God. dito lumabas yung tinatawag nating ethics. No, we have now two kinds of ethics. We have the standard norm of ethics. No, kaya pag pinag-aaral ho natin ng ethics, we have two kinds of ethics. We have a ministerial ethics or the biblical ethics, and we have the normal ethics. No, magkaiba ho yan. No, meron hong magkaiba dyan, meron magkapareho. Pero karaniwan po, in prinsipyo, magkaiba po yung tatawag nating normal ethics, the development of ethics of the normal society. Halimbawa po, sa medical ethics, no, it is okay to kill sa medical ethics, no, if it preserves life. So, my choice, no. Pero sa biblical ethics, no, makikita natin later on ang difference when we talk about ethics. Philosophers in Europe attack the value and truthfulness of the Bible. No, maraming mga philosophers. Pero, kailanman ho, kahit anong gawin nilang atake, ang Biblia ho ay nanatili sa kanyang sarili, the best-selling book at the same time, no, wala pa ho tayo nakikita ang problema o pagkakamali sa Biblia. No. So, sino-sino sila? Kilala ho mga tumitira sa Bible ay si David Strauss in 1804 to 74. William Wellhausen in 1844 to 1918. Darwin's theory also that higher life developed gradually from lower levels, no, called what we call evolutionary hypothesis, is a theory about biology. Materialism joined with rationalism on working against trust in biblical truths. This materialism was a kind of blind faith in man's ability to solve his problems through science and technological development called scientism. No? So mayroong mga movements so that opposes the biblical authority. No? Kasi ang pinopromote ng tinatawag nating reformation is the biblical authority. Three factors ang pinopromote nila. What we call the Bible alone, no? Scripture alone. Yun ho ang highest authority in life and in doctrine. But yung scientism ho natin, nag-develop po ito sa tinatawag nating materialism during this what we call the last centuries, no? Bakit to mahalaga ang contribution din ng materialism? Tama ho yung sinasabi ng Bible. Kung babasahin niyo ang sulat ni Apostol Pedro, no? Kung babasahin niyo po ang sulat ni Apostol Pablo. Kung babasahin niyo ang sulat ni Apostol Pablo, the sign of the last day is materialism. The sign of the last day is the development of materialism. No? Pasin niyo po ngayon, maging sa pagpasok ng simbahan, anong gusto ng tao? Sila ay pagpalain ng Diyos. Maraming pumapasok sa simbahan para pagpalain sila ng Diyos. Not to worship God, but to be blessed by God. That is the sign of the last days. Basahin niyo po ang sulat ni Apostol Pablo at makikita niyo that materialism was the sign of what we call the last days. At tayo ho ay nasa new centuries now. And our centuries now is characterized by materialism. No? Characterized by materialism. Malaki ho ang contribution nito. At ito ay kumokontra sa tinatawag ho nating tamang pananampalataya sa salita ng Diyos. Also, materialism contributed to what we call the liberal theology. No? The liberal theology. And now is what we call the new theology. No? So makita natin ang development of the theological effort, no, to oppose what we call the true biblical doctrine. No? Na paulit-ulit ito na nangyayari sa kasaysayan. At kinakailangan po nating ingatan. Kinakailangan po nating ma-maintain ang tinatawag po nating New Testament teaching of the church. We need to remain to the New Testament teaching of the church. Ito ho ang kagandahan sa ating panahon yon. Ang kagandahan sa panahon natin yon, meron ho tayong Biblia. We have Bibles in different translations. It is available now in the Philippines. Maging sa language natin, sa dialekto natin, sa salitang Pilipino, sa talang Tagalog, at sa iba't ibang mga dialekto sa Pilipinas, it is now available for us to really understand what is the New Testament teaching is all about. Basahin mo natin ito at makikita ho natin na marami hong simbahan ngayon na naliligaw na landas sa katuruan ng New Testament teaching. Nawa po, ang pag-aaral po natin na kasaysayan ng Iglesia. Ang magpakita sa atin at magmulat sa atin ng mga mata that God still controls our history. Ang Diyos po natin ang may hawak na kasaysayan. At kaya ho nangyayari lahat ito po'y nakasulat na sa Biblia. Sabi ho natin, yung tinatawag ho natin ngayong materialism is a result of what? Ito ay prediction na ni Apostol Pablo noon. That ang karakter ng panahon na malapit ang bumalik ang ating Panginoon Kristo is what we call materialism. Mas maraming tao ang nagnanais ng mga material na bagay kaysa sa mga spiritual na bagay. Once again po, in behalf of Far Eastern Evangelical Theological Seminary, isa pong magandang araw para sa inyo at pagpatuloy po natin ang pag-aaral po natin sa kasaysayan ng ating pong Iglesia. Ang Iglesia ang itinayo ng ating Panginoon. Pagpalain po tayo ng Panginoon.